I'm taking a break tonight instead of finishing the printer's bench and putting the Formica on like I should be doing. I got sidetracked. I have a coworker that's also a turner. A friend of his cut an alder out of his yard, and it turned out to be a spalted alder. I've never seen it before. He had never seen it and thought, you know, maybe Matt would like some of this wood. He was absolutely correct. So he ended up bringing some to work today, and I thought, you know, I might make hay while the sun is shining. So instead of finishing the printer's bench, I'm going to go ahead and cut some rounds and seal them up tonight. I'm actually using a jig that I stole, borrowed, sequestered from a video that Frank Howarth did on how he cuts his rounds out of slabs and branches and stuff. So I've used it before. It works perfectly, and so I'll document just using it and putting it on the bandsaw, and then cutting the 3 rounds from the slabs. Alright, thanks. It's getting nice and warm in the shop tonight. I got the kerosene heater just a-moving. So this is the jig, and it looks just like a sheet of plywood, and that's really all it is. But what I've done is I have put a section of aluminum, extruded aluminum, that matches the square slot on both my table saw actually and the bandsaw, and I've marked out, as you can see here, even and odds, and it has a screw, and so you find the center of where you want your round. You drill a little hole, you drive the screw through, you line up the hole, and then this is where you line up the teeth right here on this mark on the bandsaw, and you just turn the blank and it cuts it out. So, thank you, Frank. Well, so that worked out semi like it was supposed to. I got 3 rounds, and this is what it's supposed to look like. You take a slab, and you put it in the jig, and you make the turn, and there we go. Yeah, that's exactly what it's supposed to look like. And then this is what you get out of it. You get nice, big, pretty rounds, like so. By the way, look. I don't know if you can see, look at the spalting on that. Come on, focus, yeah. Anyway, so that's how it's supposed to work. And it worked just like that. Right up until the last one. And on the last one of the 3, I got in a hurry, and I pushed the saw a little bit, and I saw a spark and went, it's fine, it's just the blade guides. And then my blade jumped, and I ruined the lower tire on the lower wheel. So I'm gonna have to go by Woodcraft or Rockler or the interwebs and pick up a new tire for the bandsaw. Anyway, I knew better. I knew better than to rush it, but that's what you do. Anyway, or that's what I did. It's not what you should do. Don't do that. Anyway. Alright, so I'm not ready to turn these. I'll probably twice turn them. Turn them once wet, and then I'll do a finish turn after 6 months to a year. But what I'd like to do is go ahead and seal these so that they don't expand and crack. One of them actually has the center of the tree in it. So the pith, as it were, and that'll crack out. So I'm going to seal it with some Greenwood Insealer. Now, just so you know, this is the Rockler brand. I'm not pimping for Rockler. I'm not at that stage of life. It's just that's where I shop. I shop at Rockler and Woodcraft and Lowe's and Home Depot, and I spread the love. I do have some opinions about tools, but as far as like woodworking stores and shops, I think the more the merrier. So this happens to be just from Rockler. So that looks really messy, but we are not painting some interior trim. That wax coating will just turn right off, and then the Formica, it'll just wipe off, and then with the brush I used, it comes off with just soap and water. Anyway.